Hi, everybody. Amber here for Talk to Me Tuesday for what will very likely be uh, Tuesday, June 10th. By the time I get done here, I'm losing my voice from trying to do this. I think this is the fourth round. So I'm not sure when the last time I did a post was. I'm pretty sure it was before the devastating loss that is Joanne's. So let's get that out of the way. Um, that one hurt. I'm not going to lie, that hurt. And I live in an area that has a Michael's, a Hobby Lobby, a Joann's, half a dozen Walmarts, and a Target for like all your crafty supply needs. Because Target does sell Cricut stuff among other craft supplies, so it counts. Anyway, that one hurt, and um, so from the moment I found out, I've been kind of strategically planning how I was going to do things. And yes, I was part of that initial panic buy because we didn't know what was going to happen. And I did a couple of really big shops. I mean, 25% off. Why wouldn't I pick up some stuff? And then I would avoid it for a week or two. And then I would find out I would need some. So I go back and see if they got anything more just out of curiosity, which continued all the way through the end of May when mine finally closed. Kind of on a whim, I kept the first couple of receipts after they closed just to kind of see if I could keep track of how much stuff I bought. To be fair and to be honest, I am not sure that what I'm about to show you represents all of my receipts. And no, I do not have a total. And no, I'm not going to like add all the things up and see how much I kind of want to, but I also really don't want to. But anyway, this here is a taped together collection of all my known receipts that I can find for the last 4 months for Joann's. Admittedly, a couple of them are really long because some stuff went on sale. I think the last couple of weeks that they were there, with yarn being less than $2 and sometimes under $1. I don't think you can blame me for picking up colors that they had that I knew I would use. So there's that. I don't know how long their receipt is, and I am not going to do the math. I can comfortably say that I am 99% sure I spent at least an entire paycheck. But I will also say that I did not buy frivolous things. I didn't go out and buy a ton of fabric that I don't have planned for. I may have done that with yarn, but it will get used eventually. I'm pretty good about using up my yarn. What else? So while we're on the yarn subject, I have been still making a lot of stuff. I did a show in May. I've got two booked for August now, I believe, and one in November. Um, I'm using the time in between to get stuff ready and made because you kind of have to work a season ahead. So I'm making cute little stuff like peas in a pod. One of my biggest sellers, my emotional support pickles. I'm going to have to make a ton of these because apparently one of the things I signed up for is a pickle fest. So that said, um, if y'all happen to see Bernat Velvet in Pine on super sale somewhere, give me a shout out. Anyway, so I've been crocheting like mad. I'm still making blankets from time to time. I'm still, I mean, I can make blankets till the cows come home. I just got to decide what to do with them. Um, I cannot get into Yarnia right now. Um, it's just pretty much piles and piles of stuff. I tried organizing stuff and then I stupidly went shopping again. Um, Mostly because what I need to do is I need to pull everything out. And right now there's not a lot of room around me because we are living in chaos at this moment, just where everything is. And I really need like to take a week off and like actually be motivated to get some stuff done. Part of that chaos is because I don't know when the last time I did a TTMT was, but I invested in a Cricut back around the Black Friday sales. I got a Cricut Joy because it was under $100, and I thought, well, you know what, this is a way to find out if I want to do this. A lot of my friends, a lot of you guys have Cricuts or have used Cricuts. We have one at work, but I had not had the opportunity to sit down and really learn how to use it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to invest in this, and then if I want to use bigger, I can just use the one at work. They were fine with that. So I've been using my Cricut off and on, really enjoying it, making a few things here and there. And anyway, during the Joanne closure, I stumbled into a really good price for a Cricut Maker bundle. So it had the Cricut, it had tools, it had vinyl, it had mats, and I, I I couldn't turn down the deal. So I did get that. So now I have two Cricuts, which leads to me doing silly little projects and fun projects all together. Um, my my niece, she's getting into sales for the first time. She had her first sale for her birthday. I made her both a shirt and a bag that has her business name on it. I think she about peed herself when she got them. She was very excited to get them. She had her sale and apparently got a lot of compliments on her shirt and her bag. Um, my mom joined a horror book club about a year ago, and they have name tents because it's a decent sized club. I think there's like 25, 30 people. And if you know my mom at all, you know that she's not a horror reader, but she kind of fell into the group organically. And anyway, she had said that she wanted me to write her a new table tent name because she likes my handwriting better. And I'm like, I'll make it on the Cricut. I ain't writing it. And so I made one for her and a couple of people that she's friendly with in the group. And it's kind of snowballed. So now, like, I make names with suggestions for ideas. So I've got a pile of those to do. Got to get those finished. My church that I joined last year, they got a banner for their Easter egg hunt and had not put a date on it because they wanted to be able to reuse it. And they were trying to figure out how to put the date on there, whether they should like write in permanent marker on vinyl. And I said, no, you won't be able to get that off. You'll see that forever. Sharpie does not come off. And so we went back and forth. Well, I didn't. I had an idea and I let them keep talking. And I said, or you ask the girl who has a Cricut to just cut it, stick it with removable vinyl. And then we take it off at the end of the project and then we use it next year. And they're like, you can do that? And I'm like, we can try. So I cut it out on my Cricut Joy and I didn't have my Cricut Maker yet. And we used it. It was great. I just last week got the banner back so that I can peel it off. I did invest in a heat gun for a couple different reasons. But I did get this so that we can get those letters off. And then next week I have to make letters for a new banner. The other thing I got to get done is I'm now in charge of bulletin boards at my church. So I got to get some stuff cut on it, which I do have questions because I got this pile right there of black construction paper. And I would really, really, really rather do that than to do it on cardstock. So if you know if I can use it, like, can I use construction paper on a light grit mat? That'd be great to know. In other crafty news, if you see that right there, that's a quilt. One of the things about this church I joined, the pastor, lovely woman, hurt her so much. She's a crafty soul. And let me tell you, I found out she was a quilter. And one of the first things when I met her, we were talking and she told me she was a quilter. And I said, well, have you ever heard of Phantom and Stitches? And she kind of looked at me funny. I said, well, have you ever seen like the Harry Potter bookcase quilt? And she goes, the Project of Doom. And I said, yeah. And she's like, oh, I've wanted to do one of those. Have you done one? And I'm like, 7. And she like jaw drops and she goes, really? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm kind of the pattern tester for the designer. And so over last year we've become close and she invited me to join the local quilt guild. And so I did. And we have a quilt show coming up in August. And that is going to be my quilt for the quilt show. If I get it done, wishing luck. I think that's kind of it for what's going on. I did get a new tattoo. That's on my wrist. I can't turn my hand so you guys can see it really well. It says "Explain, be specific." It's from a book series that I've fallen in love with over the last year, and there's a character in the series that when he's in an uncomfortable situation or a new situation, instead of overthinking it, he asks people to explain and be specific about it, which I have found myself using so much in the last year on so many things that I get thrown into. It's like, stop, explain, be specific. Then I don't worry that I'm doing something wrong. I don't get overwhelmed as much. It's just very helpful to me. So I find myself doing that a lot. So I'm running a crochet club for teens at work while doing all my other work stuff and trying to avoid doing work stuff. We're just busy. And yeah, it's I am hanging on by the tips of my fingers. I am doing crafting every moment that I can. I miss you guys. I love you guys so much. There are only so many hours in the day, and apparently my body has decided now that sleep is a priority. So, I will be signing off so that I can not have this be a 15-minute video, and I can put some stuff together for tomorrow so that I don't leave the house without it. And I will hopefully talk to you guys sooner than last time. Hopefully, I will get to watch some of your videos. But until then, I love you guys. I miss you guys. Stay crafty, stay safe, and see you soon.